So this week, everybody, we're going to be doing some review. So we're going to review back to the earlier chapters and even sometimes in seventh grade. I'm going to show you the four forms, but what I would like you to do is make sure you're showing your work too, just for yourself, right? So when it's like solving equations or things like that, don't just try to do everything in your head and click a random answer. So take your time on these. So for the first ones, when it's combining like terms, if we look at like this one, anytime it says combine like terms, we are really just looking for the like term. So in this case, the only thing we can combine here is the negative 12y and the positive 12y. So we combine those, and those would actually cancel each other out, which can help you get to the answer. This is just kind of reading a graph, data displays. This is solving, right? So you're doing inverse operations. You're trying to get x by itself. Same thing here, just kind of one-step equations. This is a two-step equation, getting x by itself. Be careful with the negatives, and so on. So that was this first form. If I go to the next form, this is talking about like average. So make sure when you are getting the average of something, you add up all of the numbers. So I'd add up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'd have 9 numbers. So whatever my sum is of all of those, I would divide them by 9, and that would be my average, right? So you take the sum of all the numbers and divide by that amount of numbers. If I then continue on here, the median is when you line up all the numbers lowest to largest, and then you look for the one in the middle. So that's where you're like crossing off on each side until you have the middle number. That'd be the median number. This is combining like terms again. So just reviewing back there, combining like terms, solving. Remember right here, this is a division sign. So to get rid of this divided by 4, you have to do the opposite of dividing. You have to do that on both sides to get x by itself. And then be careful when you come up with infinite and no solutions. Remember, if it's an infinite solution, it doesn't have to be these numbers, but it could look something like this, 4 equals 4, where you don't have a variable left. And then if it's a no solution, it'd be like 4 equals 0. And we know that that is a no solution. And then there's just solving. Right here, still combining like terms. Don't forget to do the distributive property before you combine like terms there. Same thing here, combining like terms, but now with fractions. So you would have to do some addition, subtraction with some fractions or decimals, reading graphs, and just more solving equations throughout this entire one. And then for the last form, these are just like dot plots, so just practicing how to read those and looking at what the question truly is saying. Don't just go through these too quickly. The mean right here is the same thing as average, so that's what they're talking about. What's the average number of games played? So be careful with that. And again, all the answers are about, so when you get your answer, it's got to be the one that's closest to that. Distribute property when you're combining like terms, and so on, and then you would eventually get to your quiz. I would put this negative sign right here, so for this one, I would put the negative sign like this, x divided by negative 3 equals 9, and then you solve that, right? So don't just put it in the middle like they have it. And I think that's it. So then you would take the quiz after all of that, and then make sure you get everything turned in, which with a Google form, you're gonna have to submit it, so I can tell what you're doing. All right, make sure you ask questions if you do not understand. Thank you.